Pickle, Dill, Kyle, Ill, Epstein summons, Clinton, Bill. Prep the pill so they know the drill, 314 cool on the windowsill, yay. As I lay down by still waters, locked up the sons and brainwashed the daughters, censored to dust, I give you no quarter, brown but no rust, got longer, not shorter. Internet out, system down, woke mouse in a blouse, not making a sound, he, she, them, they say gay Renee, but I'm non-binary, so I will not pay. Society leech ya, identity creature, say they wanna delete ya, so I'm happy to meet ya. They call me the preacher, and I'm skipping the feature where they hang you by an XI, nobody can reach ya. Left can't get it up if it's not queer. What a wonderful way to start a brand new year. 12K arrests and game propaganda. Terrorist, gamer, keynote commander. Succotash, suffer, render, buffer, surrender, offender, pretender, duffer, meat stick shover, no lewd lover. 28 years removed from Glover? For real. Kyle in the mix got milk, now we Nesquik. Only sadistic, wife was sadistic. Chaos, 2026, clock ticks quick, same old piggy. Brand new lipstick. I find many wannabe gamers refuse to address the problems in the industry directly. Problems that doom sinking studios to their watery graves. Instead of recognizing the agenda-driven, forced ugly pervasive in specifically the Western gaming industry, even now when it's convenient, they opt instead for prissy terms like generic. Concord's repulsive designs weren't generic, they were ugly, the perfect example of the forced, flat-chested, bald-headed, obese, old lady pierced nose, dark lipstick, transgender mandates that these DEI games must adhere to. When people liken you to Concord, they're comparing you to a game where even the robot has pronouns. They don't do that with games like Marvel Rivals. Is it just because of attractive women and jiggle physics, or is it because they don't prioritize ugly, bald, flat, obese, old ladies with masculine body type 2s that them are trying to pass as women? I don't need to like lollies to understand that the inclusion makes money. I don't need to like furries to understand that the inclusion makes money. Procreation between a man and a woman is the reason everyone here is listening. But the queer schlorping from entities in the gaming industry that use terms like invaded and valid and gooner, unironically, because heterosexuality scares you almost as much as people having opinions, I would hope that they don't need to love attractive women to understand that the inclusion makes money. And women have had a big role to play in how gaming has grown, among other things, in the industry. It's profitable in a way the East will continue to use to bury the West because it's what people want. The Bella ramification of gaming had a good run, but Neil Druckmann bending over for Sarkeesian's pegging isn't as funny the 15th time. Wonder how many Last of Us remakes Naughty Dog can pinch off in the next couple of years. These are the 10 games I believe will threaten the woke Western industry into changing for the hetero. Number 10, a Stellar Blade sequel by Nikke Goddess of Victory developer Shift Up. I'm gonna say one thing, Sony desperately tried to censor Stellar Blade, and it has been the most favored Sony thing in the midst of merciless slop from outrageously political losers that are calling themselves game developers. And I demand, beta tester, that you make your voice heard. Whenever we have something to say about something ugly and boring like Highguard, industry entities come out of the woodwork to say things, including but not limited to, "If you don't care for the type of game they're releasing, that's fine. Play the games you like, enjoy them. But the amount of energy you put into taking down Highguard in front of everyone makes us have to wonder. What's your objective when trying to tear down these studios and their game with your harshly worded posts and articles?" I don't know, nigga, you tell me, with your skirt wearing men friends jumping up to homosexually declare that Stellar Blade is problematic and a product of a bygone era, because that doesn't seem to be true. Your Yom Kippur homies glaze and suck Dragon Age from the back when gamers unanimously hate this misgender apology simulator, preachy, corrupt garbage for sabotaging the art that was once beloved, as you douchebags with your chud derangement are forced to delete your tweets. Your friends that need the stolen valor of claiming that they're a writer because the lie is the only thing that's significant about them, is out here lying on game science behind Wukong, because what else do they have going on? So since you've confused yourself with having the authority on how we should spend our energy, and strangers still are foolish enough to perceive the consequences, finding these studios as gamers' fault and not something they earned after years of fart huffing in an out-of-touch echo chamber, may delusion's door firmly hit you on the way back into reality, if you've ever been here. Cheers, Shift Up. You're getting more money, and nobody has to worry about that the way we got to worry about half of the dog shit that these losers want to make and whether or not they're going to be able to earn money for a week. Number 9. Black Myth Zhong Kui. This entry's short because I liked the first Black Myth game. I think it doesn't need to be more complicated than that. I liked the first one, so I'll probably check the second one out. If loser journalists want to come and make it even more of a slam dunk, they can whine about the studio in the same way they failed to take it down and see how many millions they can help them sell this time. Wukong had women in it that looked like women, that didn't need to tell you their pronouns or identify a certain way. So, hey, it's a big plus, and there's probably too much hetero in that studio for them not to make it on a list like this. So cheers to game science. You, as well, are real men of genius. Number 8. Marvel Rivals. There's nothing like a game with a future, and with all the fan pleasing and data analysis that NetEase Games gets down on with Marvel Rivals, there's going to be profiting Aguan in Marvel Rivals for a long time to come. On a stream recently, I couldn't help offer how delighted I was that the Asians did the impossible when the MCU has failed to do this for over a decade. They made gender swaps cool by adding the forgotten ingredient to the concoction, chemical sex. Thus, Lady Loki is born with a heavenly backside, and a look that I now own thanks to Heavenly Jester. This approach is complicated rocket science to Western studios that fancy themselves movie writers, race-swapping characters for their sweet baby slop of a walking simulator. So while Rivals and Shift Up and other studios nourish and shower their devs in gifts, the West can continue to break layoff records and then blame the gamers because they've confused our time with something that they are owed. Number 7. Hogwarts Legacy 2. This may seem obnoxious, and maybe it is. I don't care, because the types who think boycotting J.K. Rowling is doing anything other than making her voice louder, the same way that you using X is only making Elon more money, you're more obnoxious. And when you go out of your way to ruin people who merely want to play a video game and have nothing to do with your weird little fucking movement for disagreeing, they're problematic for disagreeing. Funding something that helps solidify how useless, how pointless your endeavor is feels like a gaming duty. Beta tester, I do not ask that you join me in the foolishness. That is me judging whether or not I should purchase a game based on anything other than if the game is good. I implore you to let that be the deciding factor, but if your convictions are anything as strong as mine, then this purchase had already been secured. I have a choice in this matter, the type of choice that they wish that I did not. So more than one copy is what may end up happening, and once again, we'll see how many millions ends up being sold. Number 6, Tides of Annihilation. I may get away from myself on this one, but I've said in the past that if a game like Genshin Impact or like the Arkham games or like Destiny came out, but it was wearing a different IP skin, maybe DC, maybe Marvel or some shit like that, people would really enjoy and resonate with that, as well as pay into it if the skins had the kind of design philosophy behind like a Marvel Rivals on it. This game, Tides of Annihilation, feels spiritually like God of War, the good ones, not the new movie games by walking simulator specialists, and I'm sure people appreciate it, but there's stuff going on, but the spirit, the gayness has compromised these experiences. You'll see how they last. It's not up to me. And I wouldn't say I'm burnt out on Souls games when I don't really play many of them, but I love the idea that this one is more hack and slash than it is, Souls-like. So, along with a great number of upcoming gacha games that I'm excited about, this one sits at the top. A pretty woman. A woman that looks like a woman. That's crazy. This is what's going to need to be the standard for DEI trying moving forward. I don't think many of them are surviving, but they're probably going to get that memo late. It's funny still watching Lara Croft change. We'll see how many of them can catch up before it's too late. Number 5, and potentially a big surprise to many of my subscribers, is Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders has a lot going on under the hood, and it could truly manifest some remarkable gaming experiences, but not everybody is willing to sign up to gamble away their time, and a PvE mode is needed as strongly as Fortnite needed a no-build mode, but it wasn't ready to admit it. This game is, and it's committed to trying to keep people on the hamster wheel, which is to say, continuing to play the game. So much so that it's divvied up some of its lobbies into non-hostile or less aggressive kind of matchmaking experiences. And I can't help but think if I could have a mode where my entire inventory was a safe pocket, how I just run around playing my guitar and snap hooking up to ride a drone like the Green Goblin. Why can't we build our own drones and take them out there? Arc Raiders should let us build our own drone. I know that sounds Phantasy Star Online, but you know what? You can do that. So you should. And when it reaches a point where maybe we can create our own maps and modes, and Arc Raiders Forge, maybe gaming can get back on track. For God's sake, a Halo game can't get made because of the homosexuality that has to drench everything, and everything in moderation. I want the gay toned down in the same way you're fucking up the industry beyond repair because you thought the heterosexuality needed toning down. No, that's where the money was coming from. So now the rest of the fruity industry can learn their lesson. Number 4, Phantom Blade Zero. I should consider myself ashamed to have so little to say about this every time I bring it up, because seeing the choreography in the game alone was enough to make me want to get it. It's weird that shame comes up at all, because that should be what this is all about. Maybe some people are going to look at gameplay for Grand Theft Auto and just go, yep, that's the game for me. And for number 1 on this list, I've been saying this from the second that I saw it, and I think that other people are going to feel the same. Number 3, Ananta. So it's amusing I was talking about Grand Theft Auto, because now I'm talking about waifu anime GTA. One of the things I'm super excited about that may turn off a lot of people who are still living in the past and need to go figure out how they're going to feed their horse today because I guess they don't drive cars. AI is really going to be up in the NPCs in Ananta. That's the Spider-Man swinging around game. You got the Venom powers, and it looks like maybe they're going to borrow a lot of shit from other games. I think there's like a knockoff McDonald's in that. You're going to see some real funny stuff. The kind of stuff that's worth your time exploring, even if you're feeling like you're done with it after a certain amount of time. This is going to be a world you want to jump into and explore because the experiences are going to be unique. And you can't really say that you see much of that in the gaming space. You have people selling you on something, but there's probably going to be a clip from that game that makes you want to go play it without anybody having to sell you anything. Number 2, Azure Promelia. In the intro of this video, I was talking about how I don't need to be into lollies to appreciate how much profit these things can generate. Ditto furry, and if you're gay, ditto heterosexual, male gaze, gooner, attractive, fit women characters. Really started flailing around. I was going to say flaming around. Kind of trying to do an impression there. But the bottom line is, these games have nothing to worry about. Nobody's looking at them, comparing them to Concord and wondering, are you going to get shut down, bro? Are you going to get canceled, bro? No. We have faith in not just them doing well, but having a future because they're catering to people we know will pay. In the same way we saw a reversal of Brown Dust when they thought they were going to censor their fucking game. Maybe things are changing. Maybe. Number 1, Crimson Desert. Now, my story with Pearl Abyss starts with me excited about a game called Doke V that I had to suck the reality was not coming out until they were done with their Crimson Desert thing. And I was so mad at Crimson Desert until I started looking at it. Of all the games that are to be coming out, you'd be hard pressed to find a game that's released as much content as Crimson Desert when it hasn't even come out. Boss fights, there's probably hours of footage for you to just see what's going on in that game. On stream, I was talking about how, maybe we need some demos, maybe we need some betas to see what's really going on. A game called Highguard is coming out. It's probably just going to pay some shills to sell itself, but it's not really testing itself. And that puts so much pressure on everything going to plan when it finally comes out for everybody to play. But something about try before you buy. I think if Crimson Desert can give people that little taste before it comes out, it is at the top of this list of what I think will change gaming in a way where the bar is readjusted, where we're getting back on the right track, where unfortunately these motherfuckers are going to have to listen to the people playing the game because their competition is listening. Their competition has AI or whatever it is monitoring and understanding the data, as opposed to ignoring and refusing to change because you're the only show in town? Not anymore. Beta testers, I love you and thank you for being a part of what's turned into an 18-minute video, and that wasn't the intention. I want to go ahead and change things in a big way this year, which means probably less intros, but definitely me talking to you more, which is what I want. I'm ready to maybe even start emulating here and playing some more things and having a good time. There are Simpsons games that I never played and I'm crazy about Simpsons. There's the Pepsi Man game I've always wanted to try and I've never gotten into it. This year, I want to give you what you're looking for, however many of you are available for that. Join the Discord, become a patron, go to the wish list and pick some stuff up and make things easier for me. And I'm going to be trying to stream for as long as you'll have me, as long as I can afford, and let's have some fun together. I'm going to be playing Highguard. Jump in there with me. I play a lot of Rivals with Dion stream, a lot of Fortnite. We're going to be jumping into Arc Raiders. You can come watch that experience and see if somebody comes and finally puts me down in game. So, love you. Talk to you soon. Stay out of trouble. Bye. Succotash, suffer, render, buffer, surrender, offender, pretender, duffer, meat stick, shover, no lube lover, 28 years removed from Glover, chaos 26, the clocks tick quick, same old piggy but brand new lipstick. Charge me up, turn me on.